ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ
ਤੂੰ ਦਰਿਆਓ ਦਾਨਾ ਬੀਨਾ मैं मछली कैसे अंत लहाँ जह जह देखा तह तह तू है तुझ दे निकसी फूट मरा हमरी गणत ना गणिया काई अपना बिरद पछाण हाथ दे राखै कर अपने सदा सदा रंग मान साचा साहिब सद मेहरबान बंद पाया मेरा सतगुर पूरै होई सर्ब कल्याण जियो पाए पिंड जिन साजिया ਦਿੱਤਾ ਪੈਨਣ ਖਾਣ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਾਸ ਕੀ ਆਪ ਪੈਜ ਰਾਖੀ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਦ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਡੰਡੋਤ ਬੰਧਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਰਾਜਾਨ ਰਾਜ ਭਾਨਾਨ ਭਾਨ ਦੇਵਾਨ ਦੇਵ ਉਪਮਾ ਮਹਾਨ ਚਵਰ ਛਤਰ ਤਖਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਲਕ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦੇ ਸਰਗੁਣ ਸਰੂਪ ਜੋਤੀ ਅਨੂਪ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਰੂਪ ਧੰਨ 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 ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਨਿੱਘੀ ਗੋਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੁੜ ਬੈਠੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਬੜੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਭਾਗਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੋ ਜੋ ਸ਼ਾਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਦੀਵਾਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਜ਼ਰੀ ਭਰਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੋ ਦ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਇਜ਼ ਮੈਨੀ ਟਾਈਮਸ ਵੀ ਡੋਨਟ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਵੈਲਿਊ ਸੰਗਤ we take it for granted. But very blessed are these moments that we have in Guru Sahib's sanctuary. But what if we ask those people that truly know the value? The reason why sometimes we don't understand the value of our Guru, we don't understand the value of Sangat, we don't understand the value of our Nitnem, we don't understand the value of turning our face away from the desires and the vakars of the world and actually following the path of Guru's Naam. And sometimes we don't even understand the value of this Naam. ਕਿ ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਉਹ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਉਹ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਭਗਤ ਆਖਦੇ ਹਨ what do I actually lose from not going to Sangat? Look at it, the entire question is twisted. What do I gain from Sangat? That's what we say. What will I gain from going? That's why we go to places. We go to listen to a lecture, we go to Sangat, we go to school, we go to our job to gain something. If we don't gain anything, then what's the purpose of us going? We say that. Main ghare hi theek hai, I'd rather watch movies at home. But ask those, the question is completely different in their mind. They say, what do I, not what I gain from going. They say, what do I lose from not going? Galiye chikkar dur kar, naal pyare neho. That the path to my beloved Guru is very, very far. It is cold, it is dark, it is muddy. There's lots and lots of chikkar. But what will I gain if I go? Jahan tapi jai kambali. If I go, all my clothes will get wet. That's what I gain from actually going. But what do I lose by not going? Raha to tutta neho. If I stay, my heart breaks. Dekho, by not coming and valuing this Sangat pyareo, many times we don't even realize what we're not breaking. Those at least realize that their heart breaks by not going to Sangat. ਪਰ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਕਈਆਂ ਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਰਗਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਐਡੀ ਬਦਕਿਸਮਤੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ we don't even realize what we're missing out on. ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੜੀ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਚੱਲੀ what do we actually miss out? Just like sometimes we don't even know what we're missing out without realizing the value to some things. By not understanding certain words and shabads in Gurbani, written in the form and the actual letters that Guru Sahib has written in, which we call Gurmukhi, which we commonly call Punjabi Lipi today. sometimes we don't even know what we're missing out. If we knew what we're missing out, then there would be a desire to go and attain it. But sometimes we don't even know what we're missing out. Pyareo, some of you may just take this as a joke, but in the English translations, you miss out on such a strong tat, such an essence, that each word in Punjabi and Gurmukhi, look, some words are in Sanskrit, some are in Farsi, some are in Urdu. There are many different words, some are in Brij Pasha, but even each word, there is a different context. There's a different type of ras behind every single word, every single letter that Guru Sahib uses. In fact, every single vowel, every single ankar, even every single syari that's used in Gurbani, it means something. When you read the word Naam with an ankar, that means something different. When you read something Naam with a mukta, that is something different. When you read Naam with a syari, that means something different. When you read Akal Murate in Mool Mantra where there is a syari, that slightly means something different. When you read it with Murat without the syari, it means something different. But when you just rely on the English translations, you miss out on all of that. मैं खैर एक बेनती करा. Please don't take this. I give such high respects to those great Gursikhs that have done the translations in English of Gurbani for somebody like me to understand what Gurbani is saying. But Vikho, if we just limit it to that and say that this is enough for me, Prio, forgive me, that is not enough. Because we are truly not connecting to what our Guru is. Our Guru is the form of the Shabad itself. On the English translation, it may say the word face. I repeat, it may say the word face. But we don't know what it says, even if we may be reading it in Romanized. That does not tell us what it truly is saying. Because we don't know what that word means. That word, Vikho, in Punjabi, we use so many different words for it. We use, those that understand Punjabi, they'll understand this example. We say muh, that means face. We say chehra, that means face. We say mukhda, that means face. We say dekh, that means face. We say shakal, that means face. We say teri murat, that means face as well. There's so many different words. We can go on and on and on. We can actually list out maybe hundreds of different names. Maybe there's so many words that I don't even know that translate to word face. But then there's one word that we use, and I say tera butha. But what does that also mean? That means face. But look at the difference. If I say, ve mere pyarya, tera mukhda, or I say, ve mere pyarya, tera butha. Those that understand Punjabi, they know the difference. But what you'll get just by the English translations is you'll just get face. So now look at how much you just missed out on. Because what way is Maharaj telling you? Or is Maharaj explaining the beautiful Sundar Mukhda of my Guru? Or are they explaining the Karupata? Are they explaining the hideous face of those that are walking away from the Guru and just indulging in Vishavikar? Who is my Guru referring to? Pyare, we miss out on a lot of it. That's why, khair, ਵੇਖੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਫਤਿਹ ਵੀ ਬੁਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਇਹ ਅਰਜ਼ ਕਰਦਾ, I do this ਬੇਨਤੀ to you. Look, every single word that we say, please value it. I beg you. I kiss your feet and I beg you, please value every word that you say inside of Gurbani. ਕਿਉਂ? ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਣਜਾਣਪੁਣ ਵਿੱਚ, just innocently, we say words that are so commonly used in our Panth, in our Sikh community. ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ what we are actually saying. ਖੈਰ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, please forgive me for saying this, but don't take what I'm saying in the wrong way. I mean it with true intention. I mean it with love. ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ we tell our ਬੱਚੇ, we know that they cannot pronounce ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So we give them something easier to say. We say half of the jikara. We say Sas Ri Kaal. But we don't actually even say Sas Ri Kaal. What do we say? We say Sas Ri Kaal. Pyareo, one Siana Gursikh in front of me, he scolded a mother for telling her son to say Sas Ri Kaal. He said, pronounce it properly. And she says, say it. And the child says, Shashikal. And the mother says, that is how it's pronounced. The uncle said, the Gursikh says, pronounce it properly. So from pronouncing from Sas Ri Kaal, she pronounced it properly to Sas Ri Kaal. But that is still not correct, Pyaro. The truth is Sat, the truth, Sri meaning the highest above all, and Akal meaning beyond time. Pyaro, Sas means mother-in-law. Kaal means Ri Kaal, it means may she face death. So when you're saying Sas, what you're saying is may your mother face death. Teri Sas nu Kaal pave. ठीक है? खैर प्यारो इदी गलत अर्थ ना कर जी. If you want to go into the words of it, देखो Sas also means kheti. ठीक है? Kheti, which means a field. Kaal meaning death. May get absorbed in time and die with time. May all your crops die. So may meaning may finances in your house stop. Look at all the खैर ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਅਰਥ ਕਰੀ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪਰ ਅਣਜਾਣਪੁਣੇ ਵਿੱਚ we all know that is not our intention. And when you truly say it, pyaro, Guru Sahib won't look at you and say, "Vekho tusi onu gaal kad rahi." That's not what I'm trying to say. Mera matlab is that look at every word that we say when we pronounce Gurbani. They told us the importance of learning and reading and writing Gurbani for ourselves. Gurbani Santhya. They looked at Baba Deep Singh, Jinda Shaheed, and they say, Taksal Chalao. And they said, teach Gurbani Santhya, the right pronunciation. May every single child in every household, kar kar andar dharmsal, every single child in every household, may they be reading Gurbani when they wake up. May they be studying Gurbani. May they be singing Gurbani on the Vajja, may it be. Pyareo, this is our culture. That is our culture. Our culture is not anything else. Our culture is not dancing in palaces. Our culture is not what we call dressing up in clothes and trying to please people. May my gaddi in my house be better than the other person's. May my name be better known in the community. We've turned that into a culture. We go into the world and we explain to everybody, Vikho, this is who I am and this is what I do. Pero kai vari Gursikh aaye ne Guru de dar te, and they've even said, the Guru asked, who are you? And they've started saying, this is who I am and this is what I do. Guru ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਕਿ that's not what I want to hear. ਇਹ Guru Nanak Dev Ji ਦੇ ਦਰ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਆਇਆ. He came and fell at the feet of the Guru. He says, Maharaj, bless me. Sache Pacha Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the form of Akal Purkh, says, who are you? And that Gursikh says, my name is Dodha. And what do? I graze cows for a living. I am the governor of this entire village. I am the master of all these cows. This is what I do. And the Guru says, how is this milk yours? How are the cows yours? He says, I bought these cows. He said, where did you get the cows from? He says, I sold silver and gold. Sache Pacha says, where did you get the gold and silver? He says, I sold grains for that. He says, where did you go get the grains from? Dodha says, I grew them from the ground. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, whose ground is it? He says, I bought the land. Then he realizes what Sache Pacha is saying. He says, this tarti mere kartar diya. The land is not mine. The grains are not mine. The cows are not mine. So really, what am I selling? Whose am I selling? Everything is yours. Sab kish tera. Main nahi, sab kish tera. Everything is yours, Sache Pacha. So even Sache Pacha, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, hey Dodha, you're saying the milk is not yours. You don't even realize that the body is not yours, which you're so proud of. You don't even realize this little mind of yours that's speaking in front of the Guru, this little voice inside of your mind, that is not yours either. So what are you doing ankar of? What are you so proud of, Pyareo? Vikho, I haven't said Fateh yet, Vikho. But ek small binti, just to explain this Fateh, value this Fateh, Pyareo. Because what does this Fateh tell you? What we just spoke about, all of this in the last 15 minutes, it can be summed up and complete. All this ankar can be destroyed in these two lines that Guru Gobind Singh Ji blesses you with. The world says, this is who I am and this is what I do, but my Guru says, nahi, you are part of an army. When I was part of the Canadian Army, we used to have a saying that we're not black, brown, Asian, Chinese. We're none of that. We're not white, we're not brown, we're green. Vikho. Because we all used to wear the green uniform. In the Khalsa, we are not any name. We are not any caste. We are not any family. We are not any city. We are not any country. We are not any accent. What are we? When you identify yourselves, Guru says, who are you? Tell me who you are. And we say, who am I? I am Vaheguru Ji Ka. That's my identity. So we don't add my name in. What do I do for a living? I work for a mission. What is my mission? Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. That is the job of an army. So my benti is this. Consider yourself part of this army. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣਾ, we want to focus on every single shabad, every single letter, every single hond, every sound that is coming from Gurbani and inside of our lives. Pyaro sach hai. The truth is, if you base your entire life around Gurbani, Gurbani will always be around you. Never, no difficulty will ever be able to touch you. Chogird hamara ramkar dukh laga na pai. The Shabad will always be around you. So what fears do you have? So sab to pehla ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਈ ਫਤਿਹ ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਬੁਲਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ. ਵੇਖੋ, many times they tried to destroy the Fateh. Wazir Khan yelled and said that we were going to kill the Fateh today by looking at Baba Fateh Singh in the eyes. Even ਸਿਆਣੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਨਾਮ ਅਭਿਆਸੀ, ਵੇਖੋ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣੀ ਆ. At the end we're going to bring it to Naam. And what value does Naam have in our life? Those Naam Abhyasi Gursikhs sit down and they sit and they listen to the bricks of Sarhand. When they close their eyes, oh Abhyasi Gursikh, those that don't do Abhyas, maybe they won't understand this. ਇਹ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, ਇਹ ਰੂਹਾਨੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਇਹ ਰਸਤੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਰ ਕੇ ਹੀ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦੀਆਂ. Only people that know and have felt the sun, they'll know what experiencing the sunlight is like. Those Gursikhs are sitting there and they're saying, when we close our eyes and we remember my Baba Fateh Singh and we listen to these bricks, we still hear that Fateh of Baba Fateh Singh, that roar of Baba Fateh Singh echoing through this dirt. Even till today, Pyareo Wazir Khan tried destroying that Fateh, but that Fateh still lives on today. Even the person, Vikho, Kiddi, Kamal di gal. History is everything. Pero main sachi gal dasana, there's not a day that goes by where I can't live without reading history. History, any pyari gal ya history becomes the living Guru in front of your eyes. The person that went and took off Wazir Khan's head, the person that took a wooden stake and stabbed it through the heart of Wazir Khan in the Battle of Sarhand, that person's name, you can guess it, was Bhai Fateh Singh. When he came, oh Gursikha ne akhya ki thoda naam ki ya. You tried destroying the Fateh. Guess what? The Fateh is going to destroy you. The truth is, any difficulty that comes in your life, if you stick and you live according to this Fateh, the Fateh will always be there and destroy your pains as well. So ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਿੰਘ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਫਤਿਹ ਕੀ ਜੋੜਨੀ ਹੈ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ. ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਢਿੱਲੇ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. We say Fateh is not for us. Fateh is for those people that wear khande under the stars. Fateh is for those people that hold swords, that wear long gowns. Fateh can't be us. ਆਪਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਸ ਰੀ ਕਾਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ. ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. We are all meant to say Fateh loud and proud because this is our introduction to our Guru. This is our introduction to the Guru Roop Sangat. This is our introduction to our true self as well. That who am I truly? ਗੱਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਿਆਰੋ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣੇ. ਸੋ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਮਨ ਬਿਰਤੀਆਂ ਕਾਗਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਧੰਨ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸ਼ਹਿਨਸ਼ਾਹ ਨਾਸਰੋ ਮਨਸੂਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ, ਇਸ ਦੀ ਮਨਜ਼ੂਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ, ਤਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਹੋਏ ਭੰਡਾਰਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ. ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਓ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. This is your introduction to me. This is my introduction to you. So Pyareo, many of us think that there's 100 of us, 200 of us in this room. But let me tell you the reality. There is not 100 of us. There's not 200 of us. There is only one of us in this room. Because we have just explained who we all are. Dekho, apa Khalsa hai na? We work for the mission of the Khalsa. Anything that we do physically, it connects us to Durhaniyat. Anything that we do physically connects us to the spiritual. Even in this world, you wear a certain color suit because you were inspired by a fashion trend that you saw somebody else wearing. You were inspired to wear bana because you were inspired by somebody else wearing it. You heard a Sakhi physically, so you were inspired. You were inspired to do kirtan. You were inspired to wear those certain colored glasses even. Why? Because you saw a fashion trend. Why do we not wear bright yellow, purple polka dot glasses? Somebody will say, that's not a trend. That looks weird. Because it's not according to society. Because society, physical, what we see, where we live with our body, that is who we think we are. ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਗਈ ਨਾ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੰਥ ਤੇ ਰਸਤੇ ਵੇਖੋ ਪੰਥ even means path. The literal word panth, it means pathway. The panth is the path to spirituality. Anything that you do physically, it connects you to the spiritual. Even in this physical world, you do physical things, but it connects you to what your mind and your opinions, this makes up your beliefs. So pyare, when you walk this path, even though you may not understand why you're doing many things, pyareo, ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਹੁਕਮ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਕਸਵੱਟੀ ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲਾਇਆ One time Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Pacha, sitting on their takht, a Gursikh came who he donated gold. At that same time, another Gursikh asked a question. They say, Sache Pacha, what's the point of reading Netanim every day? What's the point of following Rat if we've already attained Brahm Gyan? If we are already attaining Brahman Gyan and we have experienced it, then why do we still do our Netanim? And Guru Gobind Singh Ji took that gold and said, that first I want you to test this gold. Is it pure gold or is it not? When the jeweler was called, he tested the gold, put it on the kasvati, and he said, Sache Pacha, this gold is the purest gold I've ever seen. It is 100% pure gold. There's no doubt about it. Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, take it into the khajana, take it in the treasure. The Gursikh asked Sache Pacha, you are antarjami, you are the inner knower of all hearts. Why did you need to know? Why did you need to test this gold? Why did you need to actually do a park on this gold? Because you know if it was pure gold or if it's not. You know what's happening on all 3 worlds, on all 14 worlds. You know what's happening inside of our hearts. You know what's happening inside of somebody's mind. We are sitting here today, but who here would be able to write down their every single thought that's happening in this darbar in this 1 hour, 2 hours, and then show it on the screen? Somebody would say that's very difficult. Maybe their intention went to Gyaniji was walking by and somebody said, why does he have a hajuri around his head in such a funny way? And that thought comes on the screen and everybody looks, whoa, you were thinking that. It's very easy to hide your your thoughts in this world. Maybe your thought goes back to a sin that you committed last night or what you did this morning. And you don't want anybody in the Sangat to see, Bekho Pyareo, my Guru knows what you're doing. So what can you hide from the Guru? Gursikhs do this benti, they say, Sache Pacha, you know what we are doing, what we are thinking. You knew, you would have known if it's pure gold or if it's not. My Guru says that I knew. But the entire world, even the person that is giving the gold, they probably didn't know how pure it was. So in order to put it to the test, park tai kiti jandi hai कि पता लग जावे कि ये सच्ची सुनना है ते सारे संसार ਨੂੰ पता लग जावे. The truth is, we are on the kasvati. We don't even know ਆਪਾਂ ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਚ ਸਰੂਪ ਹਾਂ. We are the form of truth. But we don't know when we go and we are bowed down to the Guru, we don't know whether we are the form of Paramatma. Bhai ko tat niranjan jot svai song ਭੇਦਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਜਿਓ. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ. ਭੁੱਲੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ. When you go to do this park, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨ ਹੋ ਵੀ ਜਾਵੇ, ਗੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਰਹਿਤ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ, ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਰਸਤੇ ਚੱਲੇ ਹੋਏ ਰਸਤੇ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਉੱਪਰ. Nobody can become higher. ਵੇਖੋ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਉਮਰ ਰਹਿਤ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਨਿਭਾਈ, ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇ ਚੱਲੇ. There were ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਪਾਈਆਂ. Singhs became shaheed in the middle of a battlefield. When they asked, what do you want? ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਪਿਆਰੀ. What is the panth? The physical connects you to the spiritual. And the truth is, if you connect to this physical which is leading you to the truth, it will make you the form of the truth. If you connect to the physical that is leading you to the false, you will be destroyed in the falsehood of this world as well. Singhs become shaheed in the middle of the battle. Guru Gobind Singh Ji lifts them up, puts them on their laps, and says, I will bless you with anything that you say. I am very, very pleased with you. Prio, there are 4 types of kamnama in this world. 4 types. Chaar Padaarath. 4 items that everybody in this world, whether it's through spiritual powers, everybody asks for. Those Chaar Padaarath are Dharma, Arth, Kam, and Moksha. They ask for righteousness. They ask for arth, meaning wealth, money. Kaam, meaning their desires and whatever fulfillment out of life that they want. And moksh, they're asking for mukti, liberation. To be free from the cycle of birth and death. They could be asking for spiritual powers. They could be asking for praise in this world. They could be asking for becoming the king of this world. Guru Sahib Sache Pasha says, ask for whatever you want. And that Pyara Gur Sikh laying in the lap of Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, there's one thing that I've found. I've tasted wealth. I've tasted pride. Sache Pasha, you've even blessed us. And because doing your Sangat, what are spiritual powers? Hey my Guru, I've even experienced spiritual powers. I kick all of these things and I throw them to one side because I experienced bliss through one thing. And Sache Pacha asks, what is that? And they say, Sache Pacha, I experienced this one bliss only from dying in front of you. Dying for your cause. Sache Pacha says, what do you ask for? They say, Sache Pacha, my entire life I asked for one thing. That is for dying for you. Now I've attained it. My life is fulfilled. What else can I ask for? मैं शहीदी मांग रहा सी मैनू शहीदी प्राप्त होगी. What else can I have? I have no words left. सच्चे पातशाह says तू पूछ तेनू हुक्म कीता. And ओ प्यारे गुरसिख ने आख्या, हे मेरे सच्चे पातशाह, हे मेरे अकाल पुरख, हे मेरे प्यारे, हे मेरे राजे, जे तू मैनू कुछ बख्शना है, if you are going to bless me, then bless me with another life so I can be born in a Gursikh family, so I can grow up singing your name, so then I can die for you again. So then I can be born again. No, I don't want liberation even after the second time. Nay. What is bliss? What is Anand? Vikho. Who are we truly? That Gursikh says, when I'm born again, I want to be born in a Gursikh family again. I don't mind going through these pains. Vikho, in Gurbani, in spirituality, the biggest pain in life is coming and going into the cycle of births and deaths. There's no bigger pain than this. Dukh vichoda. The greatest dukh is separation from Akal Purkh. But this Gursikh is saying, when I am in front of you, oh my Guru Gobind Singh Ji, when I'm in front of your Panth, I don't feel that pain of separation. I feel Anand. I feel bliss. I don't mind. Some of us say, thank God I'm done with high school. I don't have to go back to it again. Vikho. I know I say this. Some of us say, thank God I'm done with elementary. Don't have to go back. You know, you guys have GCSEs and whatever you guys have here. Right? Many of us will say, do you want to go? We all say this when we're elder. We always say, we wish we were a child again. We say that. It was so easy being a child. But keep in mind that when you were a child, you were saying that I can't wait to grow up. Because I have no freedom. My parents tell me to do this. I want to do what I want to spend money. You know, we ask for these things. In that moment, we're asking for something else entirely. So, hon vi dukh hai, odon vi dukh si. It's pain now and it's pain then as well. So you weren't really fulfilled then, and nor are you really fulfilled now. You're still asking for something. You're wavering. Your mind is going up and down and everything because you are lobby. You are full of greed. You're full of desire. You're trying to attain something. But vekho, ek pyare Gursikh kende sache pacha sanu kuch nahi chahiਦਾ, shahidi baksho. That is what true Anand is. Pyareo, ਇਹ ਵੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ. Let me tell you this. If you implement even one akhar of Gurbani inside of your heart, you will experience that bliss. Why are these Gursikhs able to experience such Anand that even the pain of death means nothing to them? Because the entire world says we are afraid of death or we are afraid of what is about to come. Fear of the unknown. Future. We are afraid of the future or we are afraid of death. These are the greatest fears. All fears root out from the fear of the unknown. Why is a child scared of the boogie monster under his bed? Because he does not know what's under his bed. As soon as the father puts a flashlight, he's fine to go underneath the bed while his father is with him. Alone, he will never be able to. Why can the child not go into the furnace room or boiler room, whatever you guys have here? Because there's a monster in there. But as soon as the father is down there with him, the child is freely holding on to the hand of his father, able to do anything. Pyaro, discuss sahib dadda hoye tisno. Marna saka koi, my guru is on my side, then who can bend even my hair? Who can touch me? Sachi gall hai pyareo. Jinne vi sade dukh ne, they all root out. All pains root out from this one thing because we are not experiencing true Anand. What is the form of Akal Purkh? ਸਤ ਉਹ ਸੱਚਾ ਆ, ਉਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਤੋਂ ਸੱਚਾ ਆ. The very first shabad that Sache Pacha explains in all of Gurbani, to explain what this form is, what Akal Purkh is, Sache Pacha, somebody asked that you say there is one Akal Purkh that is inside of this entire creation. Tell us something about this Akal Purkh. My Guru says, O Sacha hai, O Sat Naam. He's always been true. Sat Naam tera parapura bila. The truth, the Sacha Naam has always been truth. Since the beginning of time, during all of these ages, even now until the end of time when creation is completely gone and vanished. And maybe kai baar pasiro pasara, this creation can come and go, but that Naam will always be there, always be Sacha. O Sat Swarupya. O Chetan Swarupya. Akal Purkh is always knowing of what's going on. You know something, but what knows you are knowing? Dekho. You are hearing something, but what knows you are hearing? You are sleeping, but what knows you are sleeping? You are in deep sleep. You are in a coma, but what knows you are in a coma? That Chetan Swarup Paramatma is working through every sab mein jyot jyot hai soe. That chanan sab mein chanan hoye. That Akal Purkh Shakti, that Chetanta is through every single kana of this entire creation. Te o Anand Swarup hai, evi na bhullyo. Sada Sach da Anand Satrang Parnasi. Sach da Anand da arth hai Sat Chit Anand ji Akal Purkh da Swarup. Somebody asked, what is the form of Akal Purkh? This is the form of Akal Purkh. O Anand Swarupya, you experience bliss in this life, but you have not experienced the sun. All other rays of bliss that you're experiencing, they're just like experiencing a little bit, or the illusion of the rays of the sun. You're going after bliss in this life, pleasure in this life, but this pleasure comes to an end, is never true. Somebody attains sukh. They say, I can attain sukh, peace, by sleeping, by eating food, by socializing, by gaining lots of wealth and pleasing the world and becoming famous. Whatever it may be. Vishivakaram, which after lust and anger and greed. But pyareo, after behind every one of those sukhs, there is a dukh. Dukh sukh, doidar kapde. They come on and off as it goes. It's like one comes and the other one is bound to happen. That pleasure does not last forever. The greater sukh you have, the greater dukh comes after with it. But, jeda sacha Anand Swarup hai na, that lasts forever. Pame sareer de totte ho jaan. There is no fear. Kahan payo jo tan payo, chin chin. Prem jaye, to dar paye tero jaan. If I have your love, if I'm experiencing your embrace, then my body can be cut to bits. There can be an aura cutting my body in half. But Sache Pacha, don't ever turn your face away from me. Karvat palana karvat teri. La gale sun benti meri. You can cut my body, jyon tan chira angana moro. I love you so much, Sache Pacha. If I have you, this body is nothing, because there's one true aspect behind this. We associate ourselves with our body. We think we are this body. We attach to the physical and we don't connect to the non-physical. But the truth is, any opinion, every little bit of separation that you have, you've attached it through the physical. What is the panth? The panth is the path, the physical path that leads you and connects you to the non-physical Paramatma Naam. In this panth, Guru has blessed you with a shabad. Guru has blessed you with this Naam. You recite this Naam physically with your tongue. You hear the Shabad physically with your ear. You do this Seva physically with your hands. You do this Sangat physically with your body. Pero sachi galya, the true time will come when you, even if your eyes are poked out, you will always see the darshan of the Guru. The time will come, even if your tongue is cut like Anok Singh Babbar. Vikho, tongue is cut, Rara Sahib is still coming out of his own room. Anok Singh Babbar's eyes are pulled out. He's still seeing the vision of Akal Purkh and asking the guard, what time is it? It's time for my Rara Sahib. Dekho, Meree arge, it could be 12 o'clock at night. I still remember, I still have to do Rara Sahib. A time could happen. We complain that going to the Sangat is too far, it's too difficult, it's too cold. I can't travel to do Sangat. Dekho, a time will happen. Even if your legs come off, you have no feet, you will still be walking the path of the Guru. And that you're saying that how can I feel and embrace Akal Purkh now? The truth is, even if your arms are cut off, you will always be able to experience the embrace, the hug of Akal Purkh. Akhin bajon vekhna, vin kanna sunna, पैरां बाजों चलना, विन हत्थां करना, जीबै बाजों बोलना. प्यारो, if you get all of these 5 senses, you renounce them in front of the Guru, they are physical. You attach yourself to the world physically, give all of this up and give it to the Guru. Once you give all of this to the Guru will kill you, but they will make you and bless you with life. Jibe bajon bolna eon jeevat marna. When you die in front of this world, when you die to the world, your home is dead, your identity is dead, then you will truly understand what your true Sat, Chetan, Anand, Swarup is. That is what Khalsa. What does Khalas even mean? It means pure in Sanskrit. It means purity, immaculate, something that has no impurity in it. Sachi gal hai, you have no impurity in it. But pyaro kai bare apne home vich, in our own thoughts, we brought in these impurities, which is not allowing us to fall in front of our Guru. Even the very first Shabad in Slok Varan ke Vadik, unhone eh akhya, we are so proud of the sundarta of our body. We are so proud of our breaths, our chest. We're so proud of our muscles even, the physical attributes which the world goes into lust after. Pyaro kai bari, this becomes a hindrance and an obstacle which doesn't allow us to fall at the feet of the Guru. The physical beauty which we attach to. Renounce all of this and fall at the feet of the Guru. Jibe bajon bolna eon jeevat marna, Nanak hukum pachan ke tau khasme milna. You understand what the true hukum of my Akal Purkh Sache Pacha is, and you will become and merge with the Akal Purkh when you never have to face the pains of separation, face the pains of dukh, face the pains of the fires of this world anymore. That means nothing to you. Physically it may be on you. Physically may all those pains be to you, but you don't actually experience it. Pyare Vikho, somebody may say Guru Arjan Dev Ji had a lot of pain. They experienced a lot of pain. Vikho, kai kehnage उन्होंने बड़े कष्ट चले, पर जदों उन्होंने सुखमनी साहिब सच्चे पातशाह ने उचारिया, वेखो सिमरो सिमर सिमर सुख पावो, कल कलेश तन माए बटावो. उन्होंने आख्या मैं सिमर सिमर के सारी कल्पना, सारे कलेश, all pains, all forms of chaos in my life, they're completely destroyed. What else do I have if I'm simmering, if I'm remembering, if I'm reciting your name? Then nothing can touch me. Pyaro apan gal naam te leke auni. There are 5 types of Kalesh. Panj prakar de Kalesh ne. What is that? Avidya, Asmita, Rag, Dvesh, te Abhinivesh. Let me translate that to English. What that means, and the very first type of form of chaos in our life is avidya, is the darkness, is the ignorance that allows us or makes us forget that we are separate than God. Very first form of chaos is thinking God and myself are separate. Dusre prakar da Kalesh hai Asmita, which is thinking that little voice, my buddhi, that little intellect of mine is my true form Atma. That is also false. The little voice you're thinking with is not who you actually are. Because that is the form of Homme speaking in the form of Forne. You Forne are forms of Mal. Your true form is Atam Tirat Kare Nivas. It's complete form of bliss. Othe Son Samad is a form of Anand. Vekho pyareo, you thinking that your little voice, your intellect, your surti, your buddhi, your little thoughts, your dalila, your logic, you think that is who you are? Pyareo, this is the second form of chaos. The third is those that are go according to us. Somebody that praises us. You look beautiful. You dress great. Your damala is great. Your chunni looks great. Your house is great. We say this person is going according to us. He does what we want. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਅਨੁਕੂਲ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਮੋਹ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖਣਾ. We attach ourselves to those that are according to us. That is the third type of chaos. And the fourth type is those that are not according to us. Somebody says that you don't wear clothes properly. You don't know how to speak. You are poor. You look hideous. This person is not according to us. They go against us. We have certain thoughts. My vichar. Ye mera ankar hai, dekho. My ankar is what I'm saying, my thoughts. It is the only truth. It is the true way. those that don't go according to us actually having a conflict with them, that is dvash. Going against and creating a divide between those that aren't according to us, that is dvash. That's the fourth type of chaos we create. And the fifth type is abhinivesh, which is having fear of the future and having fear of death. But if you can accept death, देखो, you want to get rid of chaos? पहला मरण कबूल जीवन की छड़ आस हो सबना की रेणुका ताओ आओ हमारे पास. Then you can know what it truly means to walk the path and come to the Guru. Before that, we actually aren't capable. We aren't worthy or eligible. We don't have, we can say, the prerequisites to even walk the path or walk towards the Guru. Kiddi vaddi gal ya. I'm not discouraging anyone. Pero vekho, my Guru is saying, simar, 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 sukh pavo. By reciting you, मैं उस सुख स्वरूप परमात्मा ਨੂੰ ਪਾ ਲਿਆ. मैं एक होर इथे साखी रूप विच उदाहरण दे देवां. During the time of Guru Amar Das ji, third Guru, right, their grandchildren, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਸੀ Anand ji, baby. He looked at the eyes, he looked at the ears, Sache Pacha, my Guru did. He looked at the hands, he looked at the body. When he looked at the eyes, he said, "E netro mereo." When he looked at the ears, he says, "E sravanu mereo sacha sunna no bhatai." When he looked at the tongue, he said, "The O tongue, recite God's name, don't recite anything else in this world." Othe mere Guru Ram Amar Das ji Sache Pacha ne, they recited Anand Sahib di Bani. They recited Anand Sahib, explaining that through this body, there is Anand in this body. This physical body is capable of experiencing true Anand. The one Bani that is read the most in the Sikh Panth today is Anand Sahib. After every Divan, 6 Pauri of Anand Sahib. Every Nitnem, morning and evening, Anand Sahib is read. When somebody is born, Anand Sahib is read. When somebody graduates, guess what? You do a Pog, you do a Saj part, Anand Sahib is read. When Amar Chaar, at the end you read Anand Sahib. When there's a wedding, at the end you read Anand Sahib. Even when somebody passes away, Antam Sanskar, you read Anand Sahib. That is a time of what? Bliss. In this world, everyone, there's a child is born, laddu khao. You give sweets. You graduate, you give sweets. Somebody gets married, you give sweets. When somebody dies, nobody gives sweets. But my Guru's house says, somebody passes away, there's still kada prashadi deg. Tu muh mitha kar. Anand Sahib, kada prashadi deg. Somebody is born, Vikho, it's a time of bliss. Yes, celebrate. Celebrate by Anand Pya Meree Maae Sat Guru Main Paya. Kyunki main Guru nu pa liya. Je main Guru nu pa liya, what is death for me? Kaun muh are kaun muh Brahm Gyani mil karu bichara. Eh to chalat paya. This body is going to go. These 5 elements are going to go back into these 5 elements of this world. But that's not who I am. I am the form of bliss. The reality is I'm the form of Naam as well. Gal Naam te leke aani hai. मैं साखी रूप विच इत्थे उदाहरण दे देवां. Guru Amar Das ji, in their darbar there was a Gursikh. He said, Sache Pacha, I don't know anything. I don't know how to read Gurbani. I don't know how to read and write. My Guru said that you need to know how to read and write Gurbani. Because othe Guru Amar Das ji said, if you don't know how to read and write Gurbani, sikho. That is your job. Educate yourself. He gave the task to another learned Gursikh. He said, you are a Gursikh. It is your duty to, if you know how to read Gurbani, it is your job to go and teach others to how to read Gurbani as well, if they can't read Gurbani. ਇਹ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ. ਆਪ ਜਪੈ ਅਵਰੈ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾਵੈ. ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਧੂੜ ਮੰਗੈ ਤਿਸ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਕੀ. That Gursikh goes and teaches that one Gursikh how to read Gurbani. So they're teaching him how to read and write. The Gursikh learns all 35 akhar. Learns Uda Ada, what we call. Then the Gursikh starts teaching them the first lines of Gurbani. And they start off with this Bani of Anand Sahib. The very first day that Gursikh arrives, goes to that Gursikh and says, teach me how to read Gurbani. I know my 35 akhar now. The Gursikh says, fine, repeat after me. And he says, Anand Pya Meree Maae Sat Guru Main Paya. Repeat these lines and recite them. Make sure you pronounce them properly. Make sure you understand what they mean. the Gursikh goes home. The next day he doesn't return. The second day, third day, fourth day, many days go by. And one day Guru Amar Das Ji, my third Guru, Pyare Vikho, when you look into history, you sometimes vision your Guru. That Guru Amar Das Ji, the third Guru, who was very short in height, and even Datu Ji was, my Guru was kicked by Datu Ji. They're very short in height. Their dada was fully white, snow white. Their eyebrows were so white they were coming over their eyes. That look, you are so old and you should know, you are wise. This is not how you treat Guru Ram Das Ji. You're making him take care of dust and dirt, and you're making him clean the shoes of the Sangat. And Guru Amar Das Ji says, no, that is the form of bliss. That dirt on his face, no, that's not the color of dirt and mud. That's the color of my Guru's love. The world is saying the physical is like this. My Guru Amar Das Ji, even though the Rishtedar are saying that look, you're so old that their white eyebrows are covering your eyes, you can't even see properly. When you read history, it becomes physically, you see Guru right in front of you. Sun Sakhi man jap pyar. You recite Guru's Naam inside of your head, then you fall in love with it. Khair pyareo, Guru Amar Das Ji is sitting in the court. That one Gursikh whose job it was to teach, he's sitting in the darbar with my Guru. The Guru asks, what happened to that Gursikh who was learning how to read and write? The teacher Gursikh says, that Sache Pacha, I don't know where that Gursikh is. He came the first day. I taught him one line. All I taught him was one line. And the second day he didn't return. I don't know if he's mad at me. I don't know if I taught him wrong. I don't know what the situation is. Pyareo, that day, that Gursikh comes into the darbar of the Gurus as well. He is called. Guru Amar Das Ji asks, they say, why did you not go and learn the second day? They say, because what is the point of learning anything else? I found everything. And they say, what do you mean you found everything? They say, I would only need to learn to know more because I was only learning how to read and write so I can attain you. See, sometimes we read and write for the wrong reasons. I was only trying to read and write, learning how to do all of this knowledge so I can find you. But in the very first line, I attained bliss because I found you. Anand paya meri Maae sat Guru mein paya. In the very first line, I found you. So if I found you, what was the point in going to the second line? Main thanu pa liya. Dekho, kinka ek jis ji basawe taaki mehma gani na jawe. You can't describe that Anand. You can't describe that bliss. क्योंकि उस गुरसिख ने सत ਸਰੂਪ ਪਾ ਲਿਆ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡਿੰਗ ਉਹ ਸੱਚ ਸਰੂਪ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਵੇਖੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਪਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਨਸਾਈਡ ਆਫ ਜਪਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ in the meanings of ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ's name ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ not including ਕਿ ਨਵਾਂ ਖੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣੀ ਹੈ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲਾ ਸਭ ਕੋਏ ਔਰ ਚੰਗਾ ਨਾਮ ਰਖਾਇਕ ਹੈ ਹਨਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਨਾਮ that ਨਾਮ is referring to ourselves ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣਾ I make my name big in this world. So not in that context, but in the context of Rabb da Naam, God's name, inside Sri Japji Sahib Ji di Bani, Naam in the form of Naam, Now, Nav, it comes 12 times. 12 times it comes. ठीक है? Very first it comes, Sacha Sahib, Sach Nai, Pakhya Pau Apar. ठीक है? Then the second time, Amrit Vela Sach, Now, Vadiyai Vichar. ठीक है? Then ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ we say ਐਸਾ ਨਾਮ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ ਹੋਏ ਜਿਕੋ ਮਨ ਜਾਣੈ ਮਨ ਕੋਏ this comes 4 times ਠੀਕ ਹੈ we read ਅਖਰੀ ਨਾਮ ਅਖਰੀ ਸਾਲਾ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਖੈਰ I'm not going to go through all of them but at the very end we read ਜਿਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਆਇਆ ਗਏ ਮਸਕਤ ਕਾਲ ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾਲ in all of these ਪੰਕਤੀ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ around ਜਪਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ all of Gurbani revolves around Japji Sahib. Japji Sahib revolves around Mool Mantar. And Mool Mantar revolves around Ik Oankar. And Oankar revolves around Ik. If you want to sum up all of Gursikhi, it's summed up in one letter. But Pyareo, we're too thick to understand that. That's the reality. So Guru Sahib had to expand it for us. उन्होंने ये आख्या, Sacha Sahib Sach Nai, Pakhya Pau Apar, The reality is your Naam, at the beginning, even before that, I didn't include Satnam. In these 12, I'm not including Mool Mantra Satnam. If you include that, then it's 13. O Naam, Hamesha to Sachaya, have always been there, will always be there, and has been true throughout the ages. We read in Sri Asa Ji di Var di Bani, we read, Aapine aap sajyo, aapine rachyo now. Doi kudrat sajiya karasin ditho chao. The world was created after. The people in this world were created after. Nanak jio paye ka likhna vetan behala. That was all after. The hukam was created after. Niyam, that was created after. Physical, non-physical, all of that was created after. But before the world was created, Akal Purkh was always been there. The very first thing that was created was Apine aap sajya, apine rachyo now. Naam was created. We read in Sri Sukhmani Sahib, Naam ke tare, Khand Brahmand. All realms, all creations, all stars, all beings are on this one support. The framework of this entire creation is what? Naam. What is Naam then? Now tera nar nirankar hai, na laya nark na jaiye. Your Naam is. Oh my Paramatma, your Naam is true. It always will be here. And if we recite it, if we are part of this creation, we are reciting it, then we don't have to go and face deaths and go into the cycle. We don't narkan which jaan di lod nahi. We don't have to go into hells. So what does that mean for us? If we are trying to recite, aapa tusi shabad padhiya, jap jap jiva satgur now. एक अकाल पुरख ने नाम दे नाल सारी सृष्टि साजी एक गुरु दा नाम आ one thing we're supposed to recite नाम एक अखरी नाम अखरी साला there's so many different variations of this नाम so what is नाम देखो खैर प्यारियो ये बड़ी डूंगी विचार है मैं टूक मात्र very briefly let me describe this to you प्यारियो ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸਲ ਸੱਚੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਵਿਆਖਿਆ ਹੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੀ you can't describe ਨਾਮ ਸਾਈ ਨਾਮ ਅਮੋਲ ਕੀਮਨਾ ਕੋਈ Nobody in this world can describe the value of Naam. We're trying to put value to things. We put value to Sangat based on there is an opposite, right? You put value to light because darkness exists. You put value to warmth because there's cold. You put value to tall because there's short. North, south, happy, sad, everything. There's two. But the reality is other than your Naam, Vin Naam nahi ko thao. We read in Japji Sahib, देखो नाम तो अलावा और कोई चीज है ही नहीं. So then what are we trying to recite? What is there other than Naam? There is nothing other than Naam. Virnava nahi ko thao. There's no place other than Naam. So Naam hai ki cheez hai apne vaste. We try to put value in Naam because there's no comparison. A value can only be put because if there's two. But that's why, because there is only one of Naam, Paramatma is the form of that Naam. Satnam, that Hond, that Tuni, which is pervading out through this entire universe, through every vibration, only because Naam is, you exist. Only because Naam is, you can see and hear everything. Vikho. Virnava nahi ko thao. Therefore, there's no comparison. That's why, Sai Naam amol keemna koi jaan do. Nobody, once they experience Naam, that's it, they become the form of Naam. Sahje Sach Samaya. They go and they merge into that Naam. That is the state of those that meditate on Naam. Dekho, khair main took matar benti kar dama. We are living in agyan, living in ignorance, living in separation. Dekho pyareo, where I started off from, everything that we connect to in the state of separation, we connect to physically because we think we are physically. So my guru is saying, walk this path, walk the path. And what you need to do is first, in order to recite this Naam, you need to recite it on your tongue. You need to recite it physically. So therefore, what is Naam for you? It is this Akhar. Akhri Naam, Akhri Salah. You praise this Naam how? Through these Akhar. For you, this Naam is this Akhar. Pyareo, Not going to go into the depths of it. Bhai Gurdas ji in their Vara, they explain, even they break it down, what does the Vava mean? They explain, they break down what does the Haha mean? What does the Rara and what does the Gaga mean? They break it down for us. They explain all of that. And the greatest mantra of this Guru in the state of Kaljug is this Vaheguru mantra. Vikho. ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਮੰਤਰ ਆ. The reality is we don't even know what Paramatma is. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਿਆਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ we don't know what Paramatma is. We know what Paramatma is because my Guru has told me. Therefore we believe in our Guru. Why? Because in our Akal Purkh, because my Guru has told me. The Guru is the sargan form of Akal Purkh that is telling you, oh Mere Jeev, you are also a form of Akal Purkh. You are praiseworthy as well. That's why when we read in Gurbani, 3 types of things are praised in Gurbani again and again. Very first thing, Akal Purkh. Second thing that is praised again and again in Gurbani is the true Guru. And the third thing that is praised again and again in Gurbani is those Gursikhs that recite the Guru's name and become the form of God, the devotees of the Guru. Because these 3 are praised again and again. This reality is, if you recite this Naam on your tongue, what is Naam? Literal definition, something that you call out in order to signal to somebody. Kisi nu sambodhan karan vaste, some word that you use. That is somebody's Naam. There is something called a Naam. There is something called a Naami. Because ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ. Khair, I'm not going to go into the Vyakaran or the grammatic or the other things of it. There should be, the reason I even mentioned, somebody might thinking, why are you mentioning this? Just get to the point, right? The reason why I mention these things, kai vari utshah paida hunda. You are now open and aware to this, so you have this desire inside of your heart, ki yaar main bhi sikha na. Maybe there's more than Gurbani that meets the eye. That maybe I can't just rely on English translations, right? Maybe that I can't just look on the screen and it says face, right? Maybe, I have to search deeper. Maybe it says mukhda, chehra, kuch na kuch, theek hai? So, ਆਪਾਂ ਗਿਆਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ. That's all we know. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? They're praised again and again. ਪਰ ਸੱਚੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, everything in this world is the form of Naam as well. But we don't know that. So there's a Naam that the Guru gives us. Guru blesses you with this akhar. You recite this akhar. This akhar goes into your heart. Vikho pyareo. You recite it on your tongue. Your ears listen to it. It goes in and it's becoming on your tongue again and again. How do you know you're moving forward in Sikhi? How do you know you're moving forward in spirituality? When you say Vaheguru and you feel a taste and you want to say it again. When you say Vaheguru, I've read that. Es Syane Mahapurkha Gursikha ne akhya. How do you know you're actually walking towards the Guru? When you say Vaheguru, you have a desire to say it again, even if it's just one more time. That's one step. ठीक है? हर चरण चरण गुरु एक पेंडा जाए थे. That's one step that you're taking towards the Guru. एक बारी होर आउंदा ना, you have that desire to say Vaheguru again. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਸਵਾਦ ਰਸ ਆਉਣ ਲੱਗਾ, and then there isn't a time when you can't stop saying it. ਵੇਖੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੀ ਬੋਲ ਲੱਖ ਹੋਏ, ਲੱਖ ਹੋਵੇ, ਲੱਖ 20 ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਗੇੜਾ ਆਖੀਏ ਏਕ ਨਾਮ ਜਗਦੀਸ਼. That Naam of the Jagdish, I recite with my tongue again and again and again. So it is something that is called out. It is recited. It is spoken out. It is an akhar as well, that shabad. That Naam is an akhar form. The Naam is Shakti form. The Naam is Hukum form. The Naam is Niyam form. All of creation is inside of that Niyam or that Naam of Akal Purkh. We are the form of that true essence of Naam, the form of truth. But in this separation, the way to connect to it is also that form of Naam. ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਪਰਿਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ. ਆਪਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਨਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, and ਉੱਥੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਇਹੀ ਆਈ that the reality is, as much as we describe how to recite Naam and how to go into it, है ना प्यारियो, there is no end to it. Even this answer, the question, what is Naam? But this can't be answered just like that. The reality is, there is actually, I don't know if you've heard, there is an amazing Granth that's written that explains what is Naam. It is written in 31 rags. It is written in 1,430 angs. And the name of that Granth is Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Dekho, is sara jo bhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji aakhde ne na, they're describing what is Naam. Everything revolves around Naam. The Vadiyai, देखो आसा दी बारे में पढ़ते हैं ना, Vadi Vadiyai, why is Guru praised great? Vadi Vadiyai जहाँ वड्डा, now. Akal Purkh we know is great, but there's something greater than Akal Purkh. Why? There's the greater thing, better, even greater than Akal Purkh is Akal Purkh's Naam. Why? Because Naam has the capability to connect separated jeeves. Connecting to the Naam takes us directly to the Nami. Nami is whose name it is. When the Siyari is there, na? Bekho. Nami, Name. Bekho. I'm not going to get into that. Nami is whose name it is. Naam is whose name, what that person's name who we call out, the actual Shabad. Naam takes us to the Nami. But once you reach the Nami, you realize Naam was the Nami. You recite it on your tongue. Swad ras onda, because you man becomes santusht. Save kiti santokhe. You're not after going after any desire. Ras on lag pende na, sab to pehli gal eh hai, prem padna ras ona, save kiti santokhe, and they recite the true Naam. ठीक है, संतुष्टि आ जाती, दया आ जाती, then ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੇਖੋ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕੀ ਆ, ਸਵਾਸ ਸਵਾਸ ਦੇ you look at even the ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੰਤਰ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਹਰੀ ਆ, you recite Hari again and again and again, it just merges into your breath. You recite Ram again and again, it merges into your breath. You can't merge all of Japji Sahib in your breath. Okay, don't take this the wrong way as well. Japji Sahib you read again and again. I know maybe it takes you 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but it's not, all of Japji Sahib is not with one breath. The smaller the mantra is, the more powerful it is. And Vaheguru mantra is such a thing that it becomes your breath as well. It becomes your pran. When you live, jina saas gras na visra har nama man mant. Tan se sei nanaka puran soi sant. They're the true saints. Those people that recite Naam with each and every breath, every morsel of food. It's going in your breath, it goes inside your heart. Pyareo, hirde de roop da bhav eh a कि इन्ना गुज्जा प्रेम पै जावे ना कि जो मर्जी हो जाए, even if your body is finished. मूसा वर्गे होए ने, भाई मनी सिंह वर्गे होए ने, भाई मती दास जी वर्गे होए ने, भाई दयाला जी वर्गे होए ने. Look, their body is no more, the blood is spilled, but that sound of Japji Sahib is still echoing out of that blood. इतिहास गवाया. Bhai Dayala ji is boiled alive, the skin is separate from the bones, yet the sound of Sukhmani is still coming out. Ye prem hai, ye naam hai. What is that? Somebody with logic can't describe this. Dekho. Aapa mukh jhoot bepookan sarang. We read in Gurbani, there's logic, right? You know logic, but some things are beyond logic. Your logic is just in your buddhi. But can you fit the entire ocean into your little bowl? You can't fit the ocean inside your bowl. Main machli kaise ant lahan. How can I know your game? I can't know your कीमत. Sachi gal hai. If we are salt, then if we dive into the ocean, by diving into the ocean, we don't know how deep the ocean is. No, just by diving in, we become the ocean. That's what it is. You take this clay pot of your mind, you throw it into the ocean, the reality is, all the clay will just dissolve into the ocean. It will become the ocean. Your mind is this form of mal. Sachi gal hai, hirde vich jadon vasta janda, it goes, asal de vich Gurmukhi, room har tyave, within each and every hair follicle. Within each and every cell of every body is permeating Naam, and wherever you see, wherever you hear, whatever you see, whatever you speak, whatever you experience, now you're not experiencing anything, any filth in the world now. What are you experiencing? You're only experiencing the Sacha Naam. Te jadon aapa eh gal karde ha, the reality is there is something knowing that when you are doing pop. When you are doing pop, something is knowing you are doing pop. What is that thing? When you are just doing your daily activities, you are going to the washroom, you are eating food, you are working for money, something is knowing these daily actions. And then when you are doing good actions like donating or doing seva of the Guru's house, something is knowing that. That state of that Chetan Sroop is the true form of Paramatma. You are that form of Paramatma. Naam ki hai. Dekho, kal vichar karde si. Naam de je aapa akhri arth vi kar diye na, pad shed kar diye. You split the word Naam apart, na, main. Na meaning not, main means me. When I'm not. जब हम होते तब तू नहीं, अब तू ही मैं नहीं. Somebody came to the court of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. They said, well, I heard that you were writing a Granth that explains Akal Purkh. This great Granth, I want you to write my bani in it. Guru Arjan Dev Ji said, let me listen to it. He started saying, मैं ओही रे, मैं ओही रे. उन्होंने आख्या, Guru Arjan Dev Ji कहते मैं ये चीज़ तो सुननी भी नहीं चाहता. Wherever there's the word मैं नहीं सुनना. Because you're saying, I am God. नहीं 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 प्यारियो. That is the deepest and darkest place you can be in. When you say, I am God, because you haven't really realized God, but now that you tricked yourself into thinking that I am God so I can do whatever I want. That is the darkest place. Inna ankar vad janda. That I am God. नहीं, gal eh nahi. I am nothing. Everything is Paramatma. Tu karta. It's not saying me. नहीं. Tu karta. Tu hua. मुझ में रहा न हूँ जब आपा पर का मिट गया जत देखा तत तू. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that's the bani I'm going to add inside of this Granth that explains Naam. This is how you reach it. Hum hai naavai naal virodh hai. There are two opposite sides of a coin. When there's hum hai, when there's ego, you can't have Naam. Naam is the polar opposite of hum hai. When Naam is sitting inside of your heart, all this filth is dispelling away. Pyareo, the cause of our separation is this hum hai. When we recite this Guru's Naam, because Guru da Naam, Akal Purkh da Naam, sadhe vaste ek cheez hai. We don't know any difference. Aapa Guru da Naam jap ke. And when we recite it physically in our tongue, pyaro, we say many words in this life. We think many thoughts, but if you're going to think a thought, think of that pure thought of my Guru. Pyaro, ucharo Ram Naam lakh bari. Ras pivo prabhyari. Amrit ras pivo prabhyari. Recite this Naam again and again and again. Main vekho samapti da velaya. I'm going to give you one udaharan from history of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Paatshah. They say there's a way to recite this Naam as well. When you call out to this Naam, when you recite it on your tongue, you want it to go into your breath. You want it, whether they call it, on your tongue. Khair, Vidwanan ne badi vyakhya kiti hai is cheez di. Ki jadon madham vich janda, it goes into your kant, your throat, then it goes into the next chakkar and your next thing, and it goes into your heart, then it goes into your navel, then it goes to your tone and your, that's where your tuni, that's when your pav and your breath, it hits the sound of your tone, and that's where the sound current comes from. Just like sound comes from the diaphragm out, in the same way you're taking the shabad that you speak outside and you're reversing it. Just like the river flows, the way to Paramatma is when you reverse it all. The breath is coming out, sound is coming out, but no, Sache Paatshah, you hear, the only way to bring the sound back in is not through your tongue. You can't bring in sound through your tongue, so you have to bring in the sound back through your ears. Pyaro, ithe sunaya di. Je apan Japji Sahib di vyakhya kani, Naam di vyakhya na sara. Sunaya hai. Diyan jinniyan bhi paudhiyan na, it's referring to that stage of Naam. Badi guji, dungi gal hai. Pyaro, I do this benti. If you want to walk this path of Gursikhi, read Japji Sahib, Arth, and the reality is, Sant Lullu Alai, Sant Hardev Singh akhde hunde sige. They say, I've been reading Japji Sahib my entire life. There's nobody born in this world that can say that they can fully understand Japji Sahib. Because once somebody fully understands Japji Sahib, they've become the form of Paramatma. They even say nobody can fully recite Japji Sahib properly. They say, Pullan Andur Sabko Apal Guru Kartar. Even, oh akhde ne, vekho, Guru Sahib inne khush hunde sige, if somebody recited Japji Sahib fully, perfectly, Guru Sahib would just bless them with Brahm Gyan. Vekho, oh hoya ya nahi itihas vich. But then it's different that at the end they had a forna for a horse of the Guru, Guru Har Gobind Maharaj. They had a desire for Guru's horse instead of Guru themselves. But if you recite Japji Sahib, inni khushi Guru nu mildi hai. The reality is this, Sache Paatshah akhde ne, you listen to it. You bring it inside of your heart. Bhame ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਨੇ, and then that's where any sounds that you ਪਿਆਰੇ ਵੇਖੋ, you can do Simran, you can hear sounds, but ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਨੰਦ ਧੁਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ. Anand ਧੁਨ is such a deep thing that when you are experiencing that dhun, there is nothing else that you experience. No other ras can compare to that. You never stop hearing that. Eventually you sama into that, in that sound current, that dhuni, because that is the form of Naam Paramatma that the entire creation is based around. Varnava Hornai Kothao. That's that description. And Pyareo, those that recite this Naam, those that make the ways of the world and they reverse everything. Dekho, we say in this world, Bhagtan Tasan Sariyan Jod Ka Dinaya, that you must rebel against the desires of the world. The worldly people walk one way, and the Bhagats, they walk one way. Their way of living, their style of living is completely different. They don't do and enjoy the same things that the worldly people enjoy. But then even in this way, Vikho, the way they breathe, the way they talk, to everything, Sara ult ho janda. If it's all reversed, and it goes inside, they're completely free, completely mukt, and they after roam, then they're completely, eventually they just merge into that state of Akal Purkh. Pero even Brahm Gyan diya Vidavana ne sat bhumikaਵਾਂ ਮੰਨੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਨੇ. The 7 stages is what we call Brahm Gyan, है ना? ਪਰ ਗੱਲ ਇਹੀ ਆ, ਅਖੀਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ 5 ਤੱਤ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ. There's no 5 elements left. There's no 3 ਸ਼ਕਤੀਆਂ left. There's no 2 dualities. There's no ਮਾਇਆ ਦੂਈ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਸਾਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ. ਸਿਰਫ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪੀ ਨੇ ਨਾਮ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦਾ. There's only 2 things that remain even when this world. ਨਾਮ ਰਹਿਓ, ਸਾਧੂ ਰਹਿਓ. ਰਹਿਓ ਗੁਰ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ. The reality is ਨਾਮ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਧੂ ਕਿਉਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ? ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਨਾਮ ਦਾ ਰੂਪ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ. That's why we read at the end of Japji Sahib, the very last 2 lines of Japji Sahib. Look, Japji Sahib is the paudiyaan, the stairs to Brahm Gyan. This explains Brahm Gyan too. In the very last stage, they say what happens when somebody reaches that. Jinni Naam Dhyaya. Those that have meditated on this Naam. All of Japji Sahib, don't just think, oh, this is explaining all these other, and then people debate about it. This is a creation. Japji Sahib explaining Naam to you. Jinni Naam Dhyaya. All of this previous paudi that we just spoke about. Jinnah ne ye cheez nu pa liya, dhya liya, they become that form. Jinni naam te aaye gaye masakat kaal, Nanak te mukh ujle keti shutti naal, their faces glowing in the court of Paramatma, they become the form of Sach. Sachkhand vasen nirankar pyareo. This is what Naam is. Je ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਕਿਣਕਾ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਚ ਵਸਾ ਲਈਏ ਨਾ, ਵੇਖੋ ਖੈਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁਕਾਰਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, we call out with love. This is how we want to. ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਨ ਆਇਆ. I encourage you, we're going to do kirtan now in Sangati Roop, and we're going to sit in front of our physical Guru. We're going to bow down to our physical Guru. I'm going to repeat. The physical takes us to the non-physical. We are the form of non-physical. Nirankar. The one that is without akar. But right now we are in the ignorance form of the physical. So we must connect through the physical to get to the non-physical. Tu sukham hoa asthuli. You are suksham, you are subtle, you are non-physical, but you took the form of asthul. Even this is you. But pyareo, you must connect through the physical, reciting, sing aloud. Close your eyes from the other distractions of this world. Pour your heart out. Even my beloved Guru Nanak Dev Ji Vekho. This Sakhi I was told when I was very, very young. ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਪੁਕਾਰਾ ਮਾਰਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਖੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਨ ਚੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਵਿਸਰਦੀ. My Guru Nanak Dev Ji at the age of 5 years old. They're sitting in their house. It's the middle of the night. All the cows, all the animals have gone to sleep. Mata Tripta Ji wakes up. The mother of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, she hears my Guru Nanak Dev Ji at the age of 5 years old crying out and yelling God's name as loud as he can and crying, tears flowing. And when a mother hears the sound of their 5-year-old child crying, the mother skips a heartbeat. She goes and says, "Oh my beloved son, why are you crying in the middle of this night? What is the purpose of this? All the animals have gone to sleep. All the birds, all the villagers, everybody has gone to sleep." And my Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, "Oh my mother, you're saying everybody has gone to sleep?" No, there is one thing that hasn't gone to sleep. Maae says, "What is that?" And Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, "Oh Meri Maae, sit down and listen." ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਾ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ. ਵੇਖੋ ਸੁਣਨ ਦੀ ਕਿੱਡੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਆ. ਸੁਣਤੇ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਹਤੇ ਪਵਿੱਤ. When 3 pavitras come together, that creates a puneet. You are 3 times more pure when you listen than when you speak. ਵੇਖੋ ਕਿੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣਨ ਦੀ. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸੁਣਨਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ. ਇੱਥੇ ਬੋਲਣ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਸੁਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਤੇ, ਹੈ ਨਾ? ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੁਣੋ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ. Listen. They said outside in the forest they heard a small cry, "Uchi uchi." There was one small bird and it was yelling out, "Prio, Prio, Prio." And my Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, "Oh Meri Maae, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੌਂ ਗਏ ਨੇ?" ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਈ, एक चीज़ जाग रही आ इस रैन दे विच, कहंदे रैन बबीहा बोलियो मेरी माई. In the middle of this night, there is a rain bird who is calling out to the beloved cloud. मोर बबीहे बोल दे वेख बदल काले, चंद चकोर प्रीत है लाई तार निहाले. वेखो, calls out to the beloved cloud. It just wants that ek boond. Once that ek boond, it's completely satisfied. But that rain bird can die without, if it doesn't get that raindrop. Because it needs, akhan jeeva visre, I die without it. Because reality is we can physically try to turn our face away from this naam. Akhan jeeva visre mar jao. Reality is we can't truly even live. We can't even truly die, right, without this naam. Because even when we die, we're still the form of that naam. You can't escape naam. Saying that je o पंछी सारी रात जाके अपने प्यारे दी याद विच पुकारा मार सकदा, why can't I stay awake in the middle of the night and call out to my beloved? Prio also means pyara. Prio, pyara, my beloved. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, let's sit here, oh my mother, in this middle of this night, let's call out to my Paramatma. Pyaro, edam pakar mari diya. When we read Bhagat Kabir Ji's Bani, Kabir keso keso kooki hai. ना सोया सार रात दिवस के कूकने कभू के सुने पुकार. The reality is there is a wall of falsehood in our mind. Akal Purkh will bless us. Attaining Naam, attaining Brahm Gyan, attaining these avasthas, becoming one with God, is a combination of two. Prasad and Prayas. You make the effort and the Guru is happy with your effort and blesses you. Just with your effort, it won't happen. Nadar kare je apani, ta nadri Satgur paya. ਇਹ ਜਿਉ ਬਹੁਤੇ ਜਨਮ ਪਰਮਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਸਤਗੁਰ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਣਾਇਆ. ਸਤਗੁਰ ਜਾਵੜ ਦਾਤਾ ਕੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਭ ਸੁਣਿਓ ਲੋਕ ਸਬਾਇਆ. Everybody else wastes their entire life away. Guru blesses you with the shabad. Guru is following. This is, ਦੇਖੋ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਰੱਬ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਾਲ ਰੱਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਇਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ. When Akal Purkh blesses you, you attain the Guru. When the Guru blesses you, you attain Paramatma. Rabb ne apna sargun ek vichola paya. You fall at the feet of this Guru, because if it wasn't for the Guru, if you don't fall at the feet and completely give yourself your five indriya, your five senses, everything physical to the Guru, then you get into this doubt that I have God's blessings, I've reached God, even though when you're still living in ignorance. Because hale, you and God are separate. So you still think that main pa liya, but now nobody can tell you anything. So you reach these avasthas of what we call the state of Harnakash. He started telling on, I am God. Nobody can kill me. I am immortal. Dekho kiddi vaddi gall hai. Rabb ne oda ankar aake took a physical form, destroyed Harnakash apart, te Prahlad nu tar ditta. Because ਉਹਨੇ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੇ, ਉਹਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਿਆ, ਸ਼ਬਦ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨਿਆ. ਦੇਖੋ, you fall at the feet of the Guru, you will never ever get egotistical, because even if you become a Brahm Gyani, the Guru will tell you, ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਆ. Even Baba Deep Singh, ਇਹ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ, ਵੇਖੋ, was Bhai Gurdas ji, was Bhai Mardana ji, was Baba Deep Singh somebody that who hadn't attained God? ਨਹੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ. ਇਹ ਪੂਰਨ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਮਾਇਆ, ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ, ਤੇ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਪਾ ਲਿਆ, ਉਹ ਆਖਦੇ ਨੇ that no matter what happens, I will still be reciting and following my Guru's rath, because even though I may be reaching avasthas, you pass your Guru, but your Guru will never go above you, your Guru's hukum will never go above you as well, for therefore we're always under a Guru's naam as well. Idam pyareo pyar paya janda. This is how you attain Paramatma. Let me sum it up. Je Rabb nu pauna na, ਉੱਚੀ ਉੱਚੀ ਪੁਕਾਰਾ ਮਾਰੋ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ. ਕਬੂ ਕੇ ਸੁਣੇ ਪੁਕਾਰ. You have to have a desire. Without the desire, you cannot obtain that ras. Without that ras, it won't be going into your body. And without going into your body, because all of Naam is inside of this body. Everything is inside of this body. Everything is inside, right in front of you. But without that blessing, you can't remove that falsehood. When all that falsehood is gone, then जब आपा परका मिट गया जब देखा तब तुम, then I just see you everywhere and you reach that state of Brahm Drishti. You will be always constantly experiencing Naam. You may not even see the physical, you may only see Naam through it. ना कई गुरसिखां नाल ਇਹ ਹੋਇਆ. खैर प्यारिओ, ਆਪਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਰਦੀ ਜਾਈਏ ਨਾ, ਸਾਈ ਨਾਮ ਅਮੋਲ ਕੀਮ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਜਾਣਦਾ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਇਹਦੀ ਵਿਆਖਿਆ ਕਦੇ ਪਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੀ। But through the physical Simran, you will attain the non-physical and you become Simran as well. Simrana. So खैर इन्नियां बेनतियां करते हैं. If I've said anything wrong, if I've hurt anybody's heart, if I may have confused or put any doubt in somebody's mind, I ask Guru Sahib for forgiveness, and I ask the Guru Roop Sangat for forgiveness. So प्यारे इन्नियां बेनतियां प्रवान करनियां सारी संगत गज वज के कलगीधर पातशाह जी दी बख्शी हुई फतेह बुलंद आवाज विच बुलाओ जी। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.